Hey guys, welcome back to the top 10 Synchro Monsters list, at least in my opinion. So, let's get straight to the list, since we already know what to do. Number 5, Stardust Dragon. We all knew the icon of Synchro Summoning was going to make this list somewhere. This card was always, and still is, viable. It has excellent stats, and an even better effect. Being able to tribute itself to stop destruction effects and bring itself back from the grave in the end phase. This card is excellent, and so are many of its spin-offs, like Malefic Stardust Dragon, Stardust Spark Dragon, and Shooting Quasar Dragon. The card left a mark on the game that has yet to be replicated, directly and indirectly. This card is still seeing play to this day by simply synchro summoning it, or using the very useful Starlight Road to summon it. Out of all the iconic cards in each series, like Dark Magician, Neos, Utopia, and Galaxy Eyes, Odd Eyes, not Galaxy Eyes, I apologize. I feel like Stardust is the best of them, simply due to the fact that its ability pretty much makes it immune to power creep, and it has a far more relevant role in the game, even after its own era. Also, the artwork is just beautiful. It has my favorite design of any Synchro Monster ever. That is a lot to say, but we got to move on to number 4. Number 4, Trishula, Dragon of the Ice Barrier. Was there really any way for Konami to make Trishula balanced? That card was bound to get hit, and it got the ban hammer very soon after release. There's a reason for that. It is non-targeting, banishing on the field, hand, and graveyard, with its 2700 body on top of that. Konami really tried to balance it by making it level 9 and require at least 3 monsters to summon. It also has to add up to the levels like every other Synchro does. But it was to no avail, as people tend to loop it with desynchro, and even at times tuning wear to get more pluses by drawing and banishing repeatedly. The LCG is where Trishula truly shined, however. Infinities used Trishula with their incredible ability to loop and swarm with synchros, whilst Trishula was still at 3 over there. Infinities with their 3 Trishulas was the equivalent of getting shot in the balls with an AK-47 3 times. And all that can happen in the first turn. Wow. This card is the perfect out to any card, excluding Apollo 4 Towers and its clones, and it further tightens the screws of any situation that it comes across. It is, in my opinion, the second strongest synchro of all time. We will see the strongest soon. So let's get on to number 3. Number 3, Tech Genius Hyper Librarian. Here it is, the one synchro that single-handedly made synchrons as fast as they are. It lets you draw a card for every synchro summon that happens, even your opponent's synchro summons. Oh my gosh, wow. This card's great. This card is its own engine in Quasar builds. But did you know it was once a YCS prize card? Yes, it is. The prize card still holds its value of $1,000. This card definitely deserves that honor for how incredible it is. Quasar builds are still alive because of this card's immensely large impact on the deck. That's a heavy load to carry, and I applaud him for that. Number 2, Bryanak, Dragon of the Ice Barrier. This is what I see as the most powerful synchro monster of all time. It can bounce cards at the cost of discarding a card for each one. That in itself is a threatening thing to think of. But wait, there's more. If it were to come back nowadays, and people are still somehow speculating that it will come back, what fools. It can actually return Oasis of Dragon Souls and Call of the Haunted after using those monsters as Exceeding materials, Synchro material, Fusion material, Ritual material, whatever you want to use it for. Also, Venus Chien is a card now for Bryanak to bounce back to negate more effects. It's also generic. It's a generic level 6 with 2300. Oh my gosh. There are many reasons why this card will never come back. Not even what. They would have to heavily errata it, or just let this card die in the ban list. Jeez. This card is so broken in so many ways. But here's one question that surfaces. What could have possibly beaten it and taken the number 1 spot from right under its frozen snout? Well, we're going to get to that. The number 1 slot. What does it take to be number 1? Well, in order to take the top slot, this card had to make an impact on the game, completely put the meta on its toes upon release, and have made a deck that can use it be feared. There is only one deck that can use this card, and it met the top and ruled. What could such a card be? Well, here it is. Legendary 6 Samurai Chien. This card. Man, this freaking card. Here's a quick rundown of what it does. It freely negates a spell or trap once per turn. It can protect itself. It's level 5, so it's stupidly easy to summon in its own deck. And it has 2500 attack as properly flavored icing on the bladed cake. As I see it, this Synchro is the most impactful in what it did. This card did what no other card on this list even came close to doing. It took a deck that was above average at best in the form of 6 Samurais, and took them to tier 1 by itself. This card made this deck be able to run either lockdown or full swarming. It's very unpredictable in what it can do now. This Synchro made 6 Samurais a true force to be reckoned with. 6 Samurais won and topped back-to-back YCSs in its prime because of Chien. And seeing how one card can do all of that, it is truly phenomenal. This card is also a pain to go up against. I mean, ask some YouTubers actually hate this thing. Some may argue that it's because it got help from Gateway, which I say is not true, because let's think about it. 6 Samurais have been irrelevant before Storm of Ragnarok, even with 3 Gateways. So Chien did it, and did it alone. That's my list, guys. Like, share, and subscribe for more. Go ahead and like the Facebook page I have, which is called the Fluffle Crane. Next video will be my brilliant Fluffles replays. This is Fluffle Stuffing, signing out.